you maybe, even good evening. Welcome to Discovering Thailand live stream, coming to you from Chiang Mai, northern Thailand. And how are we all? Very good, very good. That's great. First of all, please, if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. It's free to subscribe to the channel. And what it'll let you do is it'll let you chat and tell me where you are. Say hello, let me know where you're watching from. That'd be great. And you've only got to wait 60 seconds after you've done that, and you can join us all in there in chat like everyone does as people start to come in. So yeah, another fantastic day here in Chiang Mai, and really beautiful warm day. It's warming up. I think we're coming to the end of winter now, because the nights and the early mornings are getting a bit higher in temperature. It got down to about 17 last night, which is better than the 14 and 13 from last week. But the big topic today, and I've noticed, I put a video out the other day all about the pollution, and I didn't realise it, but everybody else is doing it now, like as in the news media, the Bangkok Post and the other news reporting around the country has really caught on to and realised that the pollution is getting pretty bad, and it looks like the burning and smoking season is coming early. So, you know, hobby time. Hey buddy, welcome mate, how are you? And there's Gilly from Model Tank Guy. G'day to you mate, welcome. I bet it's cold up there in Canada, eh? Bet you're freezing. Freezing, excuse me, freezing your you-know-what off. Yaklama's there. Hello, welcome back. There he is in Melbourne. How's the weather in Melbourne on this Australia Day, I should mention, by the way. Happy Australia Day, everybody. If I have a cheers with my sip of coffee here. Oh, beautiful iced coffee here at the Coffee Bird Cafe behind me. This bright yellow shed with a couple of young ladies in there make me one of the best iced coffees I've had since I've been here, I got to say. And I got to say also that I was lucky to spot this place. This wasn't where I was planning to come to for the live stream, but the place I was going to doesn't open till 9 o'clock, and even that's a bit iffy in Thai time. By view, quite a nice view. Let's have a look. See, we've got a few people coming in now. That's great. That's great. What do we got? Joel's there. Hello, Joel. G'day to you. All right, my Calypso Life. Hello. Welcome, mate. Welcome. Recognising some of these new names. There's Jackson in Thailand. Hey, buddy. Welcome. And Peter D is there. From Sydney, happy Australia Day. Thank you, yes. Good old Sydney, where I was born. Yaklama's there, sunny and 28 here today. Very good, but windy and 40 degrees tomorrow. Wow, okay. Yeah. It's going to get to 30, maybe 31, touch on 31. But it doesn't get to that temperature until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon here. I'm a little bit not used to that. In Australia, the temperatures are up high a little bit earlier than that. And so, yeah, it's quite later. Randy's there. Hello, mate. Yes, happy Australia Day, Aussie Day. It certainly is. If I put my glasses on, I'll probably be able to... Oh, that's better. Tan the man. Hey. Australia's cooked, and what's to celebrate? You're right, mate. You're right. It's, yeah, Australia, the lucky country. It certainly was about 15, 20 years ago, maybe even 10 years ago. But, yeah, not so lucky now, is it? And, hey, Peter, do you think they could ban burning the stubble like they did here in the UK? Did they? The UK is a bit different, though, I would imagine. It's not, I don't know what you mean by stubble, but you don't have in the UK the crops like we do here. Over here, they're burning all the old crops to start planting for the new season, and it's mostly sugarcane actually, from what I know, and yeah, it just creates this cloud of smoke. But it's not only that too. They burn the forest undergrowth as well. At first I saw it out on my bike last year, and I'm thinking, why is everything on fire by the side of the road? I'm going through jungle and forest. And basically it's to do with mushrooms. They love mushrooms here. And if they burn all that under all the forest area, under the trees, fresh mushrooms will grow back, and then they go out and pick mushrooms. Mushrooms are a big thing here. But that just, yeah, I mean, look what it does. You know, Bangkok is reporting terrible pollution. And it, not only is it the traffic and the smog from the traffic, and especially on days when there's no wind, but it's also the burning, you know, of all the surrounding provinces and countrysides, because when it's a still day like this, the wind doesn't blow it anywhere at all. I'm going to turn the camera around for a sec and you can have a look. Ignore the foreground, there's a bit of rubbish around on the foreground. I'm on the river here. This is the River Ping, and I'm about say 20 minutes south down the river from Chiang Mai itself. And yeah, you'll see what I mean. Let me just turn this camera around. So there's where I'm looking. So there's a sort of a highway bridge coming across there. I'll just turn the camera a little bit that way. I always press this the wrong way, but there we go. All right, so I don't know how clear that looks to you, but if you look further down the river, down there, you might see, I know the sun's causing a bit of a haze and so forth, but there is smoke. I see there is smoke. Just looking across the river, there's smoke, you know. And the blue sky, you start to see blue sky at about, say, when you're looking up at about, say, 2 o'clock, anything from about 2 o'clock angle down is just white from the smoke. And you can smell it, but not too bad. I think I'm sort of gotten used to it, so it's not too bad. But yeah. But they're not gonna, they can't stop it. They can't stop it. They've been doing it for too long, you know. Yeah, they've been doing it for too long now, and it's just the way it is. Just put that back. There we go. Yeah. Peter D, hey, how are you? It's starting earlier now, yeah. Can't they tell them to burn it off at the same time over 2 weeks to reduce the length? Oh, look. You know, these are village people out in provinces and in the mountains and, you know, a lot of remote areas that, how are you going to tell these people and how are you going to enforce it? You can't, you know. Normally they say smoky season, burning season starts from March and goes through April. So the end of February, March, April. But it's really, it's definitely, look, we're in the end of January now and it's started up. You know, I came here 11 months ago, almost to the day. And when I got here, it was looking like this. And that was a month on from now. That was on the, about the 20th of February last year I got here, and it was looking like this then. And just starting to come in then, but earlier it was fine, you know. So there we go, Randy. Yes, plenty to celebrate. That's right. Yep. Hey, all tied up is there. How are you, buddy? Morning to you. I was going to message you yesterday and I completely forgot. I was just wondering, are you out on your road trip? Yeah, All Tied Up, if anyone doesn't know, has a YouTube channel as well. I think if you click on his name, you might be able to go and check out his channel. He's a member here of mine, and I think he was talking about doing a road trip, so maybe he's out there heading around. We'll give him a chance to reply. I'm sure he might be. Hello, Mr. In a Thai name that I definitely can't read, but welcome, mate, welcome. Welcome to the channel, and we've got quite a lot of new people on the channel now. I guess I'm creating a bit of content that seems to be of use to more people. My video earlier this week, I guess you can still call it this week, last week, was heading up into the 14 to 15,000 views on that. It's really fantastic, and it was a good subject. So now I'm going to I put the one out about the burning season and the pollution and smoke and everything that's happening, but now I'm also going to put out a video about money over here. If you're coming over here, mostly just to visit or a holiday, which I highly recommend you do before you decide to move out here permanently. You are on Kanchanaburi on a floating hotel room. Oh, cool. Doing a video up today? That's great, mate. Excellent. Looking forward to it. Fantastic. Nice. That's good. He's down there on his new motorcycle. Living the dream, literally. Living his dream. That's great. Yeah, so the new one will be about it's basically the best way to access your money when you're traveling overseas. So we're going to look at things like they have these cards you can get from your bank that you put money on in the currency that you're going to be spending it, and that saves you on exchange rates and fees. Ways to withdraw money without paying too much, and how to pay for things. Things not to do, like don't take cash out at your hotel desk or anything like that. And how to avoid some of the fees and safe ways of carrying your money about and spending over here. Because a lot of people stress about that sort of thing. You come into a foreign country and obviously you can't use your own currency, so you've got to use their currency, which you're unfamiliar with. And how do you get that? What's the best way to get hold of that? So there's a few tips on there. How much to bring before you come, where to change your money, things like that hopefully be of use to people. Look at that. It's funny. When I'm I'm using the new Osmo gimbal, and when I'm holding it, it stays steady and smooth. But when I put it down on the tripod like that, and then I move the table, look at that. Yeah, the stabilization doesn't work. So I'm going to have to be aware of that. It's just got a bit of a wonky table here, that's all. Anyway, so everybody, 16, nearly 20 of you is watching. That's great. Look, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget you can jump into chat there, say hello, let me know where you're watching from. That'd be cool. Well, I have a sip of my coffee here. There seems to be an election happening over here soon. Have these vans going around with big election signs and music playing, and I don't know when it is. I can't read them. Maybe I'll speak and ask somebody and find out what's going on. But yeah, there is some sort of an election happening here soon. But it's been a couple of weeks now I've seen these vans all cruising around. Anyway, so yeah, so let me know what if you have any questions or anything about previous videos I've put out. I've had a few people comment on videos and ask a few things, even on some of the earlier videos that I put out, things like on banking and retirement visas and all the rest of it. But things haven't changed very much here. Yes, and very loud music, yeah. The earliest I've heard one go past where I live one morning, and it only happened once, was at about 7 a.m. And I thought, oh, he's pushing the limit there, because the 7 a.m.'s a bit early to be going down the street with those loud speakers going. But yeah, it's quite amazing. We have something I found out that I don't know if it's accurate or not, but apparently today in Chiang Mai, the King of Thailand is supposed to be visiting. How about that? So I'm going to get a few, like the girls that work in here speak reasonable English, and I'm sure if I ask them, they might know. But I did see a few comments on Expat's Facebook page here, stating that the King was supposed to be making a visit to Chiang Mai today. So I would love to get up there and have a look at that. So we'll see what happens, if that happens or eventuates. But the thing is that he actually came here on the 5th of January for some royal visit. And that was the first time in many, many years. And I just don't know why he would be coming back just 2 weeks later. I don't know. But anyway, I don't want to miss out on an opportunity. I missed out last time to get out there. It wasn't until the day after that I realised that, you know, I saw the post there. The thing with social media, particularly Facebook pages, is that you can't sort things out in order of date. You know, when you open Facebook, other than skipping through the first 3 or 4 posts, which are just ads made to look like your friends' posts or whatever, when you get to the first posting and you look at it and it's got comments on it, you find the post was done 2 days, 3 days ago. You know, and you can't sort it in order of when things were posted, you know, so it's all over the place. It's like Facebook's throwing stuff out there that for some reason it thinks you want to know what someone you hardly know at all was doing 3 days ago. So, and to find out that, oh, the King's coming, but it was the day before, well, that's a bit late. There's no sort option, is there? Anyway, yesterday I did a live stream on my Instagram, which I don't usually use very often. I thought, oh, I'll give that a go. I had a couple people come in and say hello and that, but yeah, I'm not a big Instagram user. I would like to, but no. TikTok, of course, we all know what's going on there. I guess that's probably going to be unavailable for the US in the near future, maybe. But I think that's a very good thing for the other social media sites. So places like YouTube with its shorts, and you got Reels on Facebook and Instagram. I think that a lot will come across to these places and these platforms, and you know, they'll jump up in popularity. I haven't done a short for a while. I used to do a couple of shorts now and then on the channel. That, you know, I don't try to go out just to make up something. If I see something and maybe I think about it, I'll do a short, you know. That's about it. Anyway, I'll have another sip. But right now I'm in a very busy area. As you saw, there's a highway going across to my left. That runs, I guess that's what they call the ring road around Chiang Mai. It's a very busy road. That one heads out, I'm just trying to think of the direction, sort of east and west towards the airport, okay? And if you go on beyond that, you get up into the mountains, sort of south of Doi Satep, which is the mountain that overlooks Chiang Mai. And there's some amazing places out there. I've been going out there 2, sometimes 3 times a week, just exploring different roads, taking different roads through different villages and out into the provinces and spotting things and photographing. You wouldn't believe it, like yesterday I'm riding out there and guess who I saw statues of standing out the front of this place? I saw Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse and Goofy. You know? I'm like, wow, that's unusual. So I went back, took a couple of photos, and then I saw these flower pots with faces on them, like, I don't know, and plants growing out the top that look like hair. Some more photos. All these things that go on my Facebook, you know. But yeah, and some statue that was sitting outside a shop on the road to look like a person, but it was made up of tyres and old clothes and a high-vis shirt and a sandbag for a head. Yeah, some weird stuff. Peter D, what's this? Will you stay in your condo for another year there or travel elsewhere? Yes, my sorry, I keep bumping the table because I'm over 6 foot tall and I've got long legs, and you got to see this. Got to see this. Look at the seats I'm sitting on. Hello, how are you? Hello. I had a visitor. Visitor, that was good timing. No, I was just going to show you the seats. Let me turn the camera around for a sec. There we go. And I'll try and get it to look down there. There we go, see? So it's like little kids' seats here. There's our cafe, getting a little bit busier with some people. All right, but yeah, so you can see I'm sitting on these plastic seats. Boy, I'll tell you what, it's really nice to go back to my condo and enjoy the lounge chair. I'm tall and I'm skinny and I've got a bony ass, and it's not the most comfortable way to be. All right, let me get this camera back. There we go. All right, so answer your question. Yes, my lease is up for renewal next month, and I will definitely be staying another year in that condo for sure. I'm certainly not sick of the area, and I can still go out for a walk and see places I haven't seen before within walking distance, and I really enjoy it. So I've got everything I want there, except for a gym. But to be honest with you, I never used the gym when I was back in Australia either. And even though it was one of those New Year's resolutions when I came here, yeah, it's not going to happen. But I've got the swimming pool, I've got everything within walking distance, and lots of nice people that live there, and I'm meeting new people all the time, and yeah, I'm staying there. And as for traveling elsewhere, for this year, you know, I was going to go to Myanmar. The plan was to go in a few weeks. I was thinking about last week going in the end of January, February, to avoid some of this Smokey season. Yeah, and yes, hello there, Kevin, neighbour. Yeah, my Smokey season. So I was going to go to Myanmar, but because there's some nice beaches in the south of Myanmar. But then I found out, just when I was looking into the visa situation, that the war is spreading down south, and some of those areas down there, they're not letting tourists go down to anymore. They've restricted access. There's a bit of fighting going on down there. So I'm lucky in a way that I didn't get to go, or I'm not going to go, 'cause it's a bit risky. So the other option was go to Vietnam and spend some time there. But no, I'm not. I've decided I'm staying put, and I'm going to endure another Smokey season right here. Yeah, somebody's got to do it. So I got a few things coming up I need to do this month, like my, well, not this month, but in the first few months of this year, with my renewal of my retirement extension of stay visa, and a few other things. So yeah, I think I'll stay put and make a few trips up into the mountain, and maybe go away for a day or two. But we'll see. Who else we got there? Trip on Two Wheels. Hey, buddy, welcome. There he is. So no, I'm not going anywhere for the Smokey season. I'm going to stay in. I'm just going to do what I did last year and regularly go to the big shopping centres with the air conditioning, and also go see a few movies at the cinema. It's a good way to spend a few hours in the nice, cool, air-conditioned cinema. So yeah. And Yakla was saying, do any road trips soon? No. Yeah, look, I was going to go out and do that Mihong Sung loop, the 3-day one, and go out through there and come back to Pai and come down for 3 days, but I think I've left it too late now. The smoke's already here. Whoops, sorry about that. Gosh, the smoke's already here. The views pretty much not going to be as good, so I'm going to have to leave that till the end of the Smokey season and do that trip then. So Yeah, maybe some local road trips, you know, just small places to go and visit. You might become an imprisoned romance scammer if you go to Myanmar. Yeah. Look, you know, yeah. No, I think I'll stay put. Stay home and build Spitfire model planes. Yes, that's right. See, that's another thing too. I got plenty to do when I stay home as well. Other than making video content and editing videos, well, of course, I got my hobby as well, building planes and stuff, you know. Kevin's saying southern Thailand is nice. Yeah, I know. And very smoky here in central Thailand too. Yes, it is. It's all over the place. People, I seen a YouTuber put up one a bit down in Hua Hin as well, saying it's getting smoky down there as well. Steve, hey there, welcome mate, welcome. Prior to finding your condo, how long did you do hotel Airbnb? All right, good one. Okay, so I booked a hotel for 10 days when I arrived in Chiang Mai. Flew to Bangkok, flew connecting flight straight to Chiang Mai, straight to the hotel that I booked through bookings.com. Okay, and I booked 10 days, and in those 10 days the plan was, because now I hadn't been to Chiang Mai for I haven't been to Chiang Mai for 10 years, so, and even then that was just as a tourist coming through. That was the latest time I'd been there, so I didn't know where anything was. So I need to familiarise myself where I am, check out the different areas of where I wanted to live, see a real estate agent, which I did, and then get my visa process working and running, extensions and everything else. Just settle in, and basically within a week, within 7 days, I would say, I think it was 5 days, I went to Perfect Homes, and their link is down in the description, right? They're always giving them a shout out because they're just the best. I went to Perfect Homes, gave them my little list of what I wanted, you know, balcony, view, pool, good sized studio, blah, blah. And then they just took me out, showed me the places they had listed that fitted my requirements. And I think it was the third condo I saw. As soon as I walked in the door, that was it. That was it. I wanted that one. I gave my rent budget. My rent was between 7,000 and 10,000, and I got one for 8. And like I said, the only thing in my list it didn't have was a gym. No big deal. So after 5 days, I found the condo, walked in there. I said, "That's it. I want it." The next day, they got the contract for me. The girl went in, took all photographs of the place from the real estate agent. And I mean, everything was photographed. That's to protect you and the landlord in case things were damaged or whatever. So everything was photographed, put the contract together, signed it all up, and then got my deposit sorted out, which was 2 months deposit plus a 1 month in advance for the rent. And within 8 days, I was moving in. And on the following day, because I had about 3 days after I signed the contract for the landlady that she is, and a wonderful, nice woman she is, for her to get the place cleaned up, recondition the air conditioning unit, and get it all ready to move in. I organised my AIS internet to be connected up there so that when I moved in, it would be done that day. And that's it, I moved in. So all up, it took me 7 days from when I landed to find my condo and move in, and I was done. So that's it. Now that's, like you say, prior to finding your condo, how long did you do? So yeah, it was just less than 10 days. Yeah, less than 10 days. So really, it all depends on where you're going, but research before you come. Bookings.com, Airbnb, whatever. You can, there's a huge choice of places to stay here. So don't over book things. If you book 7 days, all right, then you can always go somewhere if it takes a bit longer. I didn't come in the high season, so there's plenty of accommodation available. But the thing for me was that it was costing me, let's see, if I remember right, my hotel was costing me maybe about 800 a night, 800 baht a night. Okay, so 10 nights, is that right, or 1,000 baht? I think it was 1,000 baht a night, right? So 10 nights in that hotel was 8,000 baht. That's what my month's rent is, all right? So I didn't want to be spending 1,000 a night any longer than I had to, because boom, I'm into a place now where I'm paying 8,000 for a whole month. So yeah, just book. You only need to book, I would say, 10 days. You can't get a refund, all right, on time. Very rare you can get a refund if you want to leave a hotel early. They're not going to do that, all right? And usually if you need to stay an extra day or two, when you go to the desk and you ask, they usually do a better deal than bookings.com would do anyway for you, or wherever you did online booking it, providing they got rooms available for you. So that's no problem, you can do that. So it doesn't take long. And if you're going to live in Pattaya or Hua Hin or Phuket or anywhere in Thailand, yeah, just book a short period of time, Plus you might not even like where you're going to stay to find before you find your condo, It all comes down to how familiar you are with the area. Like, I've been to Pattaya many times, and I've been to Hua Hin, and I've been to a few other places that I'm much more familiar with than I was with Chiang Mai. And the thing about going through a real estate agent is that it costs you nothing, all right? Just, that's important to know. You being the renter costs you nothing. That means they'll show you the condos are available. You'll meet the agent there. She'll walk you through and show you all the condo, right? You can look as many as you want. They'll do the contract when you decide to move in. They'll fix that all up for you. None of it costs you a cent, all right? All that is on the landlord and the owner. So there's no rush. If you're down in now, unfortunately, Perfect Homes are only up here in Chiang Mai. Okay, so that's the way. You're looking at making the transition when we can retire. Yes, and yes, we are going to do as much research as we can. Yeah, Chiang Mai is our planned landing spot. You see, I mean, I would say that for many years I'm planning to live in Thailand, and it was the last, say, 5 years before I came that I'll probably say honestly about 3 years that I'd chosen Chiang Mai. And the reason was because I watched other YouTubers like myself giving out information on the areas and places to live and what to see and what to do, just constantly, So that's pretty much why I do my channel now, is just to give back what I did, and that's how I researched. A lot of the YouTubers that are up here in Chiang Mai that are regularly putting out videos were the same people that I was watching before I came, And why did I choose Chiang Mai over the other cities to live? It's the second largest city after Bangkok in Thailand, all right, but it doesn't have the traffic and pollution, and there's a big difference between Bangkok and Chiang Mai. Okay, we don't have the big high-rise city buildings at all like Bangkok. So I don't know what the population's difference is, but it's much smaller. All right, so the reason why I chose Chiang Mai is a few. Mostly, I didn't choose Pattaya because I don't drink. So the bar scene is not me. All right, I mean, I don't mind. I have a drink, but I don't frequent the bars, and which They have them up here, but it's not as widespread as it is in places down south. I come from Australia, where I did a lot of motorcycle riding. I had a Suzuki V-Strom 1000. I did a lot of touring around the country on that, and I love doing that. And up here in northern Thailand is just a dream for doing that. The mountains, the jungles, the villages, it's just endless stuff to do and see. And even though I'm only riding a little scooter, little 125 scooter, at least I'm getting out and doing that, and I will be buying a bigger bike in the future and seeing more. But that was another reason for choosing up here, because down in the south you don't have the mountains and the jungles and the traditional Thai stuff. Up here it's more cultural and traditional. Up here you can go to remote villages where there is still remote villages that foreigners just don't go through anymore. You know, if you get, and it's not too far to get to these places. Along the border with Myanmar, I went up there a couple of months ago going to Chiang Mai. I went through a place called Phang, and I found out why it's called Phang. The mountains are like giant teeth coming out of the jungles, the bare rocks pointing up into the sky. It's amazing landscape all along the border with Myanmar, and all the towns and villages you go through, most of the people are Burmese, and it's almost like you're in Burma. You know, they're wearing the more traditional red clothing and all the jewelry and things, and you're still in Thailand, but it's like another country, you know. So that's what I like. You can't do that in the south or anywhere else in Thailand. It's all in the north, okay? There's only two things missing up here, okay? One is there's no beach, okay? Now I spent the last 10 years living in Queensland, going to Surfers Paradise and the Gold Coast, and I love the beach. But I find that during my visits to Thailand, even when you go to Hua Hin and Pattaya and places like that, that you don't really go to the beach and swim in the water much anyway, and there's no surf, okay? It's the bay of the Gulf of Thailand. It's not an ocean, so it's not, to me, a beach has waves. There's no waves in Thailand, all right? So yeah, so I don't miss the beach, and as long as I had a good swimming pool, hey, I'm happy with that. I can cool off in the pool and still lay down on the deck chair instead of on the sand. So that's the two reasons, is the touring and the travelling around in northern Thailand, and going through all these traditional villages and stuff. And I guess yeah, that's it. And apparently it's a little bit cooler up here too, which it is up in the mountains. So you know, so that, and of course the bar scene, and there's not so much tourists here either. There's not so much tourists up here as it is down south, especially places like, you know, the islands and Koh Samui and places like that, and Phuket, you know. What else we got? Steve asking, did you apply for your Type O visa while you were looking for a place, or after you found your condo? Okay, so I applied for my retirement extension of stay. I did my visa application through an agent, okay, so I didn't have to do anything, all right. I budgeted for my whole retirement over here, my whole trip, my expenses including the cost of an agent, all right. And because I was doing all that in the first couple of weeks, I didn't want to have to deal with the difficulty and paperwork that can be involved with applying for your retirement visa the first time, okay? The first time, that's the point, okay? Renewing it every year is a piece of cake. It's 3 pieces of paper. 2 pieces you're just signing their declarations, and the other one is just almost identical to your 90-day reporting piece of paper. Just your passport number, your date of entry, where you live, and sign it. That's pretty much all there is. And of course, with the renewal of your extension of stay, you just have to give your bank statement showing that you have the required funds. That's it. It's easy, done. But so I did all that through an agent. So I went, and this is Assist Thai Visa is their name up here. I walked in there with my passport, my bank account, which I had from years earlier anyway. Sorry, there we go, up on the table again. And just said, right, what do we got to do? So they explained the process, told me I need to extend. I came over on a tourist visa at the time. Right now you don't need to do that anymore, because we have, in most countries, is visa exemption, which is 2 months. It used to be 1 month. They've extended it for 2 months now. So that's the same time you get on your 60-day tourist visa, which you pay for in your own country before you come. So no need to do that anymore. And that extension, the exemption, you can extend that for another month too, which is what I had to do. My agent sorted out, extended my 60-day for another 30 days, because you had to be here for that first period with those funds in the bank before you apply for your retirement visa process. So once all that's done, they did everything. Literally, they did everything. You know, took photocopies of my passport, all that stuff, and then I would just have to go in now and then. And then we went up to immigration. The guy, we basically walked through the crowd, and it was jam-packed. It was like I reckon there must have been 1,000 people in immigration that particular day. We just walked straight to the front counter. He handed the passport, me and a couple of other guys that were getting it done, to the officer there. He did his thing. I signed something else. I got my photo taken, walked out, signed a few more pieces of paper. That's it. It was done. Easy. Definitely worth paying for, and to save the time and not have to worry about that when you've got all the other stresses happening. So that was it for me. Yeah. The renewal I do myself when that comes up in a few months. I'll do that myself. I'm not going to pay an agent to do that. That's an easy thing to do. All right. Kevin saying beaches are a quick flight away if you want one. I know. Well, it's pretty cheap too. You can fly down south, go to Koh Chang or somewhere. Yeah. But no, it's okay. I'm all right. I'll wait a bit longer. Was it the area or the condo or both? Randy asking. Oh gosh. It's like when you buy a house, you just walk in there and you know it's just right. You know, it's in the area, it's near the schools, it's near the shops. It just feels right when you're buying a house. Same if you're renting a condo. You know, when I walked in there, it was good size, 46 square meters, which is much larger than the newer condos, studio ones. It's good size for one person. Nice size bathroom. It was laid out nicely. It's modern. Kitchen area had everything. And of course, when you come to Thailand and you rent long term in a condo, right, they come furnished. Okay, and I mean fully furnished, not just the bed, the lounge. You've got the TV, the fridge, the microwave, the oven, or the stove top. You've got the cutlery, you've got the plates, you've got the bed sheets, the towels. It's all there. You basically walk in with your clothes that you've bought, and then go do some shopping, and that's it. You're in. So there's nothing else, you know. So. And the area is good too. Right outside my condo, there's a massage place, there's a 7-Eleven. Hey, there's a 7-Eleven everywhere, right? There's a couple of coffee shops, there's restaurants and cafes and street size vendors there. There's a chemist, a couple of chemists within walking distance. They're great and helpful and good, speak English, no problem. And I've got a hospital, a 2-minute walk away. I've got the bridge over the river. I overlook the river, same river I'm at here. I could be walking into the city in Chiang Mai within 30 minutes, or ride there on my bike in less than 5-10 minutes. Okay, so it was location as well. Yeah, and of course I'm up on a high floor. I've got a view looking out into the distance at the mountains in the distance. I'm not looking into the next building's bedrooms of the condos next door, which is the last thing I wanted to do, renting a condo like that. Yeah, I've got beautiful open views, and the sun comes up in the morning. This was important too. The sun comes up in the morning, shines in my balcony and my room and lights up my room. But then at about 10 o'clock in the hottest time of the year, about 10 a.m, it's moved around to the side of the building and I'm in the shade. All right, so for the hottest time of the day, I don't get any sunlight, direct sun come into my condo. It's gone around the other side of the building by then, which means that I rarely use the air conditioning. My room, if I open my front door into the corridor and have my windows open and balcony open, I actually get a breeze come straight through. And I've got a ceiling fan as well. And I'm not kidding, I could save 1,000 baht a month by hardly using the air conditioning at all. There was a few days where it's like over 40 degrees where, yeah, you got to, I had to have it on. But most of the time, just having the ceiling fan circulate the air coming through the windows, flowing through the place, was fine for me, So, and you might not think, well, 1,000 baht, what's that, Well, oh, gee, sorry. Nearly knocked everything then, didn't I? 1,000 baht, let's put that in perspective, all right? So I go out and have dinner downstairs at a number of cafes and restaurants that I pick, and I won't spend more than 100 baht. Definitely not more than 100 baht. We're talking between 50, 70 baht, maybe 80 baht. Egg, rice, chicken, yeah. So 1,000 baht, we're looking at 2 weeks of meals of dinner is what that is equivalent to, So, I mean, it's all part of the budget, So yeah, it was both for that decision. Yeah. I rent a bike here as well. I got my little scooter. I rent that. I've been renting it. I think the first 2 months I was here, I didn't have a motorcycle. I just walked everywhere because I was just exploring and looking around. And not only that, but I had some health issues. So for those who don't know, I almost died. I was that close to death 3 weeks before I left Australia and came here to Thailand, all right? I actually had an embolism, gosh, I can never pronounce it properly, but basically a blood clot went up into my heart and then into my lungs, and I couldn't breathe. And I rushed myself to hospital, which was probably a silly thing to do, but I made it there. And I thought I was having a heart attack. I really did. And at the worst point of that, I was in emergency on oxygen with everything wired up, connected to me, and monitors and everything, with nurses all around me, asking me questions, trying to figure out what was wrong. I'm breathing about 20% of the oxygen is all I could inhale. The pain in my lungs was so extreme that I couldn't endure to pull in any more air. I was right on the edge of going unconscious, but at least, as the nurses told me at the time, trying to tell me to relax and say, you're in the right place, we can look after anything. So I didn't pass out, but if I did, at least I was there, not at home or whatever. Anyway, I survived, I made it, but due to that I was on blood thinners. Okay, so I had a prescription, they put me on blood thinners for the next 6 months. Okay, now on blood thinners, as the name suggests, it thins your blood. Now, I was aware of how dangerous it is riding a motorcycle over here and how bad the accidents are. And it's one of the worst countries and cities in the world for motorcycle accidents, all right? And me being on blood thinners, if I was to come off my bike in an accident and cut myself in some way, I would bleed out on the road before an ambulance got to me, literally. Okay, I wasn't willing to take that risk. So for the first few months when I was here, while I was on those blood thinners, I didn't ride a motorcycle. You know, even just cutting yourself, shaving, you would bleed more than normal, let alone have an accident. And now I spoke to the hospital because I had to get retested when I got over here because this happened 3 weeks before I flew. I was lucky the doctor let me fly after. But when I came here and gave all the information and they tested me and everything, run me through everything and everything was looking good. And I'm fine now, by the way. Yeah, it was pretty scary. So I couldn't ride a bike. I didn't want to ride a bike and take that chance. So yeah. How are the busloads of tourists for Chinese New Year? Mate, I haven't noticed a big difference. If I head into the city today, if the king is going to come, Chinese New Year is 2 days away, isn't it? And I've heard that it's getting busy and they're preparing around the Taipei gate for the celebration. And I think there's a big parade on at 8:30 in the morning on, I guess it's, what is it, Sunday today, on Tuesday, yeah? So I'll go up and have a look. There'll be lots of fireworks, I'm sure, and drumming and dragons and dancing and all that. So I'll go have a look at it. So I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun. Hello, Lynette Hudson. How are you? How much was the agent to do everything? Hi, from Mackay. Hey, Mackay. Beautiful. Beautiful up there in Oz. Welcome. Yes. So listen, I haven't told anybody what it cost me because everybody's situation is different. Okay. Now, right now, I will tell you what it will cost me. Okay. But you need to understand that I already had a bank account, all right? I already had my funds in the bank account, so that cut back on the cost a bit. I was here on the correct visas, and it was just pretty much a straightforward process of them going through and doing it all for me. And the cost of me, for me, was, I'm just trying to remember, it was close to 20,000 Thai baht all up, including the cost of the visa itself and everything, including them picking me up and taking me into immigration and bringing me back and doing everything, doing the extensions, the whole lot, everything. Yeah, so it was less than $1,000 Australian. We're looking at about $800. Okay, that's what it cost. And I budgeted for that. I knew it was going to cost what it would cost me, and I'm happy with that. All right, because that allowed me to focus on getting the good condo I wanted and settling in here and all that. Now, to renew, you can go to an agent to renew your visa when it's due, or your extension of stay when it's due, and visas, and they will do that. But it's, like I said, it's hardly any paperwork and it's easy to do yourself. The only reason you might want to use an agent to renew your extension of stay after 12 months is if you don't have that 800,000 that you're supposed to have in your Thai bank account. And having said that, Thai Visa Assist that I went through, their link is in the description below. They will not, I repeat, will not help you with that money side of the bank account. Okay, they are a very legit, honest business, and unlike other agencies, which I can tell you, I don't know of any in Thailand. Any in Chiang Mai. There is in Bangkok and Pattaya and other places that will help you with the funds in your bank account, but Thai Visa Assist will not do that. Okay, and that would be the only reason you would probably need to go through. And I've heard that getting the renewal done through an agent can cost around about 12,000 Thai baht. Okay, so just yeah, but take that you know, there's no set amount. They're all different. You know, some will even do the 90-day reporting for you, so you don't have to do that. But I don't have a problem with that. I tried to do it online once, but it didn't work. But it's a 5-minute ride to immigration near the airport for me, and they have a drive-through for your 90-day reporting, and I just stay on the bike. I have the paper already written out, give it to him with my passport at the window. He does what he does, hands it back, thank you, and off I go. Done for another 3 months. No big deal. They will do that for you. Some include that in their fee. Some might charge you 500 a month every 3 months to do that. I don't know. But yeah, so that's basically what it cost me. It sounds like a lot, but again, I budgeted that for the, you know, well before I came over here. You know, like I budgeted for renting a motorcycle for a year. I pay every month. It's like I budgeted for my condo every month for the next couple of years. So it's not an issue, you know. Kun Peter, hey Pat Thai, how are you? Is a rich man? You mean was a rich man? That's what I paid. I don't have that money anymore. A baht's gone. Baht's gone. Now I am on a, hello Donna, how are you? Welcome. Thank you. Yes, it is a happy Australia Day. Hello, we've got nearly 40 people watching at the moment, coming up to an hour. I was going to go for a walk and show you guys around, but we'll see how we go. So yeah, so there you go. That's what it cost me, and I'm happy with that. I'm happy. You know, you would pay more if you had to get a bank account, get them to open a bank account for you, which they will do. I don't know what that costs. I've heard in Pattaya and places like that from other YouTubers and on Facebook, the current rate is about 5,000 baht for them to open you a bank account here in Thailand. Okay. And again, I think that's worth it as well. For a couple of $100, that sets you up. And of course, it's a requirement for your long stay visa anyway for retiring here, because you need to have the funds in there. Okay, so for me, my funds were, it's sort of like when I flew over here, when I first arrived, I brought with me about $10,000 in cash, and I just gone to the exchange it for Thai baht, and I put it into my bank account. A few days later, I went to my visa agent, and we started that process. Now, because my 800,000 baht had only just, when I deposited that amount put me over that amount, so I had the minimum in there, but only 2 days earlier, part of the requirement on your visa, on your retirement visa application, is it needs to be there 2 months before you put the application in. You have to show it in there. So I had to wait 2 months, which is another reason why my tourist visa was extended a month, before they could actually put the application in. All right, if I'd have had that money in there before I got here, right, then it could have gone a little bit faster, a little bit quicker. The other thing too was my passport expired in a month before my retirement visa does. So I actually lost a month on my retirement visa because they only stamped it to the last day when my passport expires. All right, which was a month earlier. That's okay. Again, I knew this was going to happen. I knew that was all going to happen, and it's all fine. No surprises, basically. Pat Thai, a few more years when he gets his super, then I'll be a millionaire. I'll be a baht millionaire, that's for sure. Pulmonary, yes, embolism. That's the word. That's what I had. Yeah. It was a scary moment, trust me. Oh boy, yeah, it was frightening. It was really, really frightening. And you know what? The only thing that treated it was the medication they gave me, but they needed to find out what the cause was before they could give me the medication. And there I am trying to breathe and in pain, and then I had to get a CAT scan. So they took me for the CAT scan and the x-ray, and the first thing they say to you is, right, now lie still, don't move. Do you know how hard it is to not move when you can't breathe? Wow, you know. And they put me on morphine, which helped, but it only helped with the pain. It didn't help with the breathing. I still couldn't inhale and get the oxygen that my body needed. This is why these things can be so damaging you, because it can give you long-term effects on your heart and lungs because of the time it goes without oxygen. Fortunately, I was okay pretty quickly. And once I got that medication, I only spent the night in hospital, and I was okay. Yeah. So I'm sort of thinking back, but I'm getting mixed up because only a few months before that, I had a bloody kidney stone. You know what that's like if you had one, if you've ever had a kidney stone. And the other good thing is at least it happened before I got here, okay? Because if it had happened over here, well, that could have been a whole different story, you know? But one good thing too is that the hospitals are really good here, okay? I went to the hospital where I am. It's a private hospital. It's a big hospital here in Chiang Mai, Regeniv, which I keep pronouncing wrong, but anyway. And I've given them all my medical details from Australia. So if for some reason I need to rush back in there, they've photocopied and they've got everything on my file in that hospital. And you can do that, all right? It costs you maybe, I think it was about $8 to see a doctor, and go in there and say, I want to give you my details of my x-rays of my kidney stone and all this stuff, and all this sort of, give them your history. Because one thing with medical is that it's not linked up worldwide. It's lucky to be linked up state by state in Australia, right? You know, and although MyGov does have some record on there, but usually it's just your COVID vaccinations and shit like that. But your medical records aren't accessible from overseas. So you can go in and give them that, and it'll help. You know, you don't know if an emergency might come up and you get rushed to hospital. At least they know a bit of background on you, you know. So, you know. Randy's saying, you're lucky I drove my neighbour to hospital with the same, but he didn't make it. Oh no. Yeah. Terrible. There's two types you can get of that embolism. One where it goes to your heart and stays there. That's the more serious one. That's really life-threatening, right? But if it goes through there and moves on to your lung, then that's not as bad, okay? So it's sort of like, yeah, I got lucky, it went through and then it got into my lung. Yeah, Chinese New Year, the 29th. Yes, the 29th. That's cool. Traveling Nomad, hey there. How are you, mate? How much do you pay for your bike rent per month or per day? Yes. What would you say is a good long-term rate, please? No problem. So I rented my bike during the off-season, not tourist season, okay? You can almost double the price during the busy tourist season, which is coming to an end now, okay? So I would say into February, definitely into March, the prices will have dropped almost in half. So I pay $2,700, just trying to remember now. I have it automatically on my banking app to pay. It's about $100 a month in Australian money, or it's $2,700, I'm fairly sure, yeah, a month. So it works out at what, $20 a week? That's it. Now, and I've been renting that for probably 9 months now, all right? and that's a good price for a Yamaha 125. That's a 2023 model, so it's nearly a new bike. The guy's link is in the description below, where I rented it from. They're great, you know. When the service is due, I just take the bike to their mechanic not far away, and they'll do the service. Cost me nothing. If there's anything wrong with the bike, I think there was the front brake after my ride to Chiang Mai felt a bit worn. Just took it to his service guy, fixed it, rode off, done. Any problems? No problem. You also have insurance too, so the bike is insured. All right, so if I was to have an accident on that bike, I'm covered and the bike's damage is covered. That's part of the rental, okay? And you get your paperwork all in a bag and stuck under the seat in case you get pulled up by police and they want to see the registration details and things like that. It's fine. So yeah, I would say about for a 125 Yamaha or a Honda, something like that, under 3,000 baht a month, that's pretty good. You know, you can't. You will get cheaper if you're doing it long term than going to bikes that go on daily rentals. Okay, so monthly rental, you'll save a lot more. And again, you know, this guy, this place I go to, they have, I think, last time I spoke to them, over 200 bikes. And at this point now, I went and saw him last week actually. Oh, the battery went flat. I had a flat battery. It turns out it wasn't a flat battery, just due to the bad roads here, the wire came off the terminal and I couldn't start it. So I drove around there. He said, oh, no problem, I'll give you a new battery. So I started up and it went no problem. And I got round there and he said, look, we'll leave it while it's working, but I'll give you the battery, just stick it under the seat. There's a screwdriver there. He showed me where it goes. He said, if you have a problem, just change over the battery. I said, no problem. But when I went and had a look, because I rode off and had the problem again, I saw the wire had come off. That's all the problem was. But yeah, no problem. He'll fix it. No worries at all. So yeah, but for that size bike, yeah. And that's all you need, especially if you're one person. If you're a couple and you want to rent one bike and you're going to carry someone on your bike with you all the time, you probably want something a bit more than a 125, especially if you're going to be doing longer rides out and about. But for me, this gets up the mountains, no problem. I went to Pai through 970 switchback twists and turns through the mountains for 3 hours, not a problem. Out to Chiang Mai, spent 4 days out there and back. It was fantastic. So yeah. What else we got? Gosh, let me go down. Let's see. So yeah, that's about the bike. That's very reasonable, not to have to worry. Yeah, Klame, if you don't have the 800k, it's not legal. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. Yeah, oop, that's right. It's not legal, is it? But, you know, I don't think they check very often, a lot of the time. You know, I mean, if you get into trouble for something and you know, give them reason to go checking through your details, then yes, you're going to have a problem with immigration. But I'm not flying in and out of the country. You know, I'm not going through immigration. I'm just go and do my 90-day reporting through the drive-through. That's the only thing I have to do with immigration. So, but I have the 800k, so that's not a problem. But a lot of people don't. A lot of people use agents to get around that. So, yeah, you know. But really, if you don't have that 800k, what are you doing moving to Thailand to retire for the rest of your life? You need more money, you know. People don't have it because they don't want to put that much money into a bank account that's earning crap interest. Fair enough. That's the reason why some people don't. Has a good connection, yeah. The people at Chiang Mai Immigration are super helpful. They are, especially at the airport. They're the ones I deal with most times, the airport one anyway. They have volunteers there, aren't they great? The volunteers are there to help you out. They'll give you the paperwork you need. They'll even fill it out for you, even show you how to fill out the stuff. For whatever reason, you just go through, tell them what you're there for, they tell you where to go, no problem. The only problem is that you can be stuck there for a long time sometimes. So, all tied up, saying I paid 22,000 Thai baht for the agent to do everything up to and including my first 90-day report, bank account, residence certificates. Yep, that's good. It's a service that left me with no hassles. There you go. So, there. Yeah, I had to get a residence certificate a second time. I did on my own, doesn't cost anything, to get my motorcycle license or my driver's license over here. So that was fine. One big tip for you guys is if you want to get a license, driver's license over here, providing you have a driver's license in your own country for car or bike or both, and you have a valid, not expired international driver's license when you get here, it costs you about 120 baht. That's all a license costs to get, and that's for the first 2 years. After 2 years you renew it and you get it for 5 years. There's no tests, there's no riding a motorcycle test or anything like that if you already hold a license in your own country. I only got the motorcycle one. Here they got, in Australia you got both on one license, car and bike. Over here they're separate licenses, so it's about 110 or 120 baht for each one. I only got the motorbike one because I don't plan on driving a car here, and it cost me 110 baht. Don't go to these agents that say, oh, for 5,000 baht we'll do it, get your license for you, you know. Or you haven't got a license for a motorcycle in your home country, but they can still do it for you. They'll do the test for you, they do everything. You just pay the money and come back the next day and there's your license. Well, let me tell you, you shouldn't be on a bike over here if you haven't ridden a bike before, all right? That's simple. So, you know, if you're going to do a license over here and you don't have one, do the test, you know, do that test. Big fish a catch. That's right. Hold your breath, no movement in that claustrophobic machine. Yeah, I know. Yeah, claustrophobic machine, exactly. Worse was the kidney stone. You know what it's like. They reckon it's worse than having a baby, apparently. Oh yeah, try lying still in that when you're getting scanned as well. Oh my God, I had, terrible. Yeah, medical, it's a business. Yeah, our Medicare has reciprocation with other 7 countries. You can Google it. Yeah, but I don't think Thailand's one of them. Singapore is, and South Korea is. And then there's other countries in Europe. Same with the pension as well. But I'll go into that next time. I'll hitchhike on my bike. Well, yeah, sure. Oh, yeah, I'll rent you my bike if you want to take it out for the day. 1,000 baht. That many switchbacks to Pi, double it to the whole. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that'd be great. Happy Australia Day to you, mate. Hello, Rick. Pete has 800,000 in the bank, no worries. That's right. Car insurance for a 5-year-old Hilux runs me at 21,000 baht a year. Yeah, but not deductible if you have an accident. Yeah. Okay. Do the test, that's right. No need to drive, just hitchhiking. Yeah, or you can try that if you want. Yeah, I know. There was a guy who did a YouTube channel where he hitchhiked across Thailand. Yeah, and he slept. He slept in gas stations. Like, found a spot behind a 7-Eleven or at the back of the building and put up a tent. And yeah, God, he travelled hard like that. No motorbike license, only car. Yep. You know, just got to be careful. You don't want to get pulled over. You know, over here when the police pull you over, you're just going to pay a fine. All right, there's no demerit point system over here. Okay, you're not going to lose your license. It's not going to have any effect on your license in your home country. You just pay the fine. Okay, if you're not wearing a helmet or you don't have the correct license, you'll get fined. It's simple as that. So, you know, I think they killed the G-Man. To get a Thai motorcycle license, you need to learn how to carry a 6 foot length of pipe and a drop saw and 3 passengers, 1 chicken, a couple of dogs. You'll pass easily. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. And of course, take the whole family on the motorbike, which, yeah, makes you wonder how many of these people even have a license, you know. Yeah. Anyway, I can't get over how they totally disregard safety of their children by having little kids, you know, on these little motor scooters in this traffic with no protection, no helmet, nothing. Yeah, that's just one of the major things that I just can't ignore when I see that. Any red light cams taking your speed? Not red light cameras. I think there are speed cameras, but around Bangkok I know there are, and you can get a fine. I don't know if there's any in Chiang Mai, you know, but there could be. Yeah, I don't speed anyway. I couldn't speed. I'm on a little 125 scooter on the highway, you know. Bikes on the highway can do 90 kilometres an hour. That's too fast for me. I'm not going to risk it. I'm happy to sit on 70. My rental bike rarely goes over 70 kilometres an hour anywhere, you know. But again, a good tip, don't be too slow either. If you ride too slow, that can be just as dangerous. People don't know what you're going to do. Just give it a big smile and a thumbs up as you go by, that's it. Anyway, so let's have a quick look across the river here. There we go, the sun's gone up a little bit, it's looking quite nice. Not quite as smoky as it was earlier, but there's a slight breeze that's come up. We've got some cows, I don't know if you can see them, there's some cows over there. A couple of guys setting up to do some fishing. Plenty of cameras on the Highway 1, but there's no one around to enforce them, that's right, yeah. Highway underpasses, yeah, okay, yep. Facial recognition patch here, really? How did that wouldn't help on a motorbike wearing a helmet, if you wear a helmet. Yeah, if you wear a helmet, that is. Tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to get going shortly, but first what we're going to do is we're just going to go for a quick walk, guys. And I'll have a look and show you where I am. Okay. Let's go for a bit of a wander. Okay. Here we go. 85, is it? That's okay, I think, is it? I don't know if that's okay or not. Okay, so there's the bridge. All right, let's go for a wander up here. I'm gonna have a look here. There we go. So there we are. This is the little main road here that I'm at, and there's our nice little coffee place there. I'll probably stop there again. They don't do hot coffee, they only do iced coffee. That follows the river all the way down this road, all the way along, through some small villages and stuff. And over there, you didn't see it, but I bought some chicken for breakfast over there. I've already ate them before you saw me. Nice little barbecue place over there. And it's quite a confusing road here. See? It confused me a few times. All the traffic coming up this way has to turn left and go around that roundabout, or they go straight up and over the highway there. Even though it looks like it, you can't drive straight here because the traffic's coming that way. But there's no line markings, you can't see. It's quite easy to go straight and think you go that way and turn left when suddenly, like this red car, it's gonna, see, they don't know how to use these roundabouts either. So they just stop there, and it's basically, you know, you just approach things. Oh, here comes this white car. Look how fast he's going. Yeah, see, they weren't giving way at all. See, that white car had to stop. I reckon there'd be quite a few close calls if we stayed here for a while. Dubai Chicken and Rice, great place. Oh, okay. Anything under 100's tolerable. Last year it got to 290. It was the worst in the world for about 3 days here in Chiang Mai. There's my bike for those who want to know. My little Grand Filano Yamaha 125. Good little bike. Plenty of storage under the seat. If you need an extra bag, you can put that on the front. I'm just going to adjust my camera. There we go, that's better. That way, down. There we go. There's a little hook down here you can put for your shopping. My phone holder. There's my helmet. Don't use the helmets. No rental place have good helmets. It's too expensive. This is a decent helmet. I paid a couple of $1,000 for, and it's really good. It's one of those modular ones, so the whole front opens. So on really hot days, I can open that up, and I also have this in the inside here. Oh, I've pulled down, but there's sunglasses in there, you know. Here we go. Where is it? There it is. So I can ride with that on a sunny day, or with this down. So yeah, if you're going to rent a bike here and you're going to be here for a while, best to buy your own helmet. That one's probably due for a clean soon. I need to give it a tidy up. So yeah. So yeah. Well guys, I'm going to finish it up here. I'm going to go and head into Chiang Mai and see if I can find if the King's going to come. I heard rumours that the King's going to visit Chiang Mai today. I'm going to ask here, but I've got a feeling I'm not going to get some accurate information here. We'll see. Ladies Magnet Pete on his bike. Bet he rides good. Oh, pad thai. Yes, mate. It's all in the look. Shame it's not red, Ferrari red, you know. Don't worry. In the future, you'll be looking at either a Suzuki V-Strom 650 or a Kawasaki Versailles 500, all kitted out to go all over the country. I'll say hello to the King for you. I will. I'm a queen. Does that count? No. No. Anyway, no, it doesn't count. There we go. Get my camera back. It doesn't want to point at me. It's trying to avoid me, see? Come back. It does have this facial recognition thing, but I have to have it Bluetoothed. The DJI has to be Bluetoothed to the phone, and I haven't turned that on. That's all right. Now it's staying with me. Good. Ah, thank you. Compliments accepted. The wild hog. It's not a hog, mate. It's a piglet. Anyway, all right. Thanks, guys. Don't forget, please hit that subscribe button. You can also become a member now. Got a couple of members there, which is really great. Give us a thumbs up, and I'll see you next week on the next live stream, coming from Chiang Mai, somewhere else, maybe, and a couple more videos in the making coming out. All right. So, thanks all. Have a great one, and enjoy the rest of your weekend wherever you are. Hey. Please play the centerfold for Clio magazine. You're welcome, of course. Yes. Okay. All right. Cheers all. Bye for now.